What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is gonna be Married to Medicine, season 7, episode 8. So we pick up this episode with Quad having a book signing for her cookbook. If you guys didn't know, her cookbook came out a few months back, and we know that she has been working on this cookbook for a few years. So definitely happy to see her labor of love come to fruition. And we see her at a book signing. And the book signing, honey, the line is around, well, I ain't gonna say around the corner, but they said that the line was about an hour wait. So that is very good, go for it, girl. We see that a couple of the ladies have come to support Quad. And honey, they are standing in line and they not happy about it. On one hand, they like, well, we can't really cut the line. But on the other hand, they like, can you pull us to the front of the line, right? But it was Heavenly, Contessa, and Buffy. And, Heavenly said, look, I don't even cook, but I done bought 20 copies of this book. She needs to go on and call me to the front of the line, honey. But it was cool. It was really cool to see them support her. And, she was so happy, which she should have been, And we know she's had a rough year and a lot going on. And we find out that she's having a birthday party, and she is going to combine her book launch, her official book launch, with her birthday party, honey. Dr. Contessa says she's just trying to get a tax write-off. But anyway, it was cool, though. It was good to see her supported. And that damn Heavenly, why Heavenly always got to be shady? Heavenly said, well, we know that Quad has had some failures. And she started talking about the pups. You remember she had the pups. The clothing line. She talking about she had a failed marriage. She had a failed friendship with Mariah. So it's nice to see her win. I said, Heavenly, she's so damn shady, but you can't help but love her. I love Heavenly. Crazy as she is, I love her. Then we see Jackie and Cecil going down to the architect's office to see what they came up with for the new house. And it looks like they're going to be able to get everything that they want done. But it's going to cost about $300,000. Phase 1 is like 120. Phase 2 is like 80 to 110. And y'all know that the estimates are always less than the final cost. I don't mean no harm, but you can build a house for that in Atlanta. And it could be exactly what you want from the beginning. I'm wondering why they changed their mind about building a home. I'm just because remember that's where we left off last season, and then we came back and they bought a house that they're going to renovate. I wonder why because it just seems to me like for what they want, it just would have been easier for them to build a home, and then both of them could get their wish list met. But baby, whatever. Now let me tell you what Dr. Jackie did though, because Cecil said something about having to talk about it, because Jackie was like, oh, that's it? Okay, cool, let's go. Let's write the check. And Cecil was like, wait a minute. We need to talk about a few things. Baby, Jackie pulled her whole card. She said, we have had to miss some milestones in our relationship. Breast cancer took away a baby from me. And for me, basically she was saying, you didn't give me what I wanted in a child, so you're going to give me this house. You're going to give me what I want with this house. And once she got done talking about, in her mind, this was her, college tuition, diapers, whatever, then she kind of went back to Cecil and was like, so do we have to discuss anything? He said, yeah, nah, go on write the check. Go on write the check. Because they even flash back to a scene, y'all know how Bravo does, where Jackie was bringing up adoption and other options of having a child, and Cecil shut it down. And that was before I was watching, so it might have been taken out of context. But from that clip, Cecil was like, yeah, just go on, cut the... I said Cecil. Damn it. That Cecil is Simone's husband. Not Cecil. Y'all know her husband, what that man's name is. But it's not Cecil. Wait a minute. Is it Cecil? No, it's not Cecil. I'm sorry. That's not Cecil. Cecil is Simone's husband. Y'all know who I'm talking about, though. Jackie's husband. But, yeah, she shut him down real quick. And he was just like, yeah, all right, I guess we'll just cut that check. I said, I know that's right, Jackie. You better pull that whole card out your back pocket. I still feel like y'all could have bought a house for cheaper, but okay. Anyway, Then we okay, let's just go and get Mariah on out the way, honey. No, Contessa. Excuse me. Now Contessa's going out to lunch with the family, and her father came. She flew him in, and she said, because remember we left off with her father being diagnosed with cancer. So they didn't bring it up and they didn't mention it, but her father looked a lot better than the last time we saw him. And so I'm feeling like whatever medical issues, because I don't know if they ever confirmed it was cancer. I think that Contessa was basically like, I'm a doctor, I know how to read a chart, and this is what the chart says. But whatever medical help they got her father, it seemed to have helped, because he looked a lot healthier. And she said that she sees him, once every couple of months. And we know that the story that her father dealt with substance abuse, and so he was in and out of her life, but that he's clean now and it seems to have a really good relationship with the family and the kids. The kids were excited to see him and everything. Here's my issue, Contessa. You need to take Jackie's advice, because you are bitter, you are angry, and you're blaming your husband for a decision you made. Your husband did not tell you to drop out of school. He never told you to withdraw. He never told you to drop out of school. You made that decision, and now you're sulking and you having a pity party and you blaming him for it. She talked about how she called her old job, and her old job was like, look, we can't get you back in the rotation until next month. You quit. We didn't expect you back. You said you were going to be gone for however many months, and now you're back. The world don't just drop because Dr. Contessa didn't change her mind. And she said, I guess I just expected everything would go back to the way it was when I decided to leave school, but I'm frustrated the fact that it's not. Yeah, that ain't how the world works, Contessa. You make these decisions, and, you make everybody else responsible for your decision. So she, then she asked Scott, well, no, Scott said, well, what is it that you want? Well, you know what I want. I want to get into, what is it, health? What is it, world health? What is it? Whatever the type of field, she said, but I had to drop out of school. She said, I just feel like we could have made this work. But you didn't have the conversation with him. You just made the decision before you had the conversation about how we're going to make this work. And she even snapped at him a couple of times. And Scott was like, I really don't want to do this in front of the kids. Like, I don't want the kids to feel uncomfortable or feel like they're dealing with our issues. So then she going to say, well, would you guys like it if Bappa, I guess that's what they call her father, Bappa, if he came and he took care of you guys while mommy went back to school? And Scott was like, wait a minute, your father has a whole business. He can't just drop his business and come here. First of all, you didn't even ask him. You just threw it out there. So you put him in a bad situation to say no. And then Scott is like, wait a minute, you can't just, like, what are you doing? And so even her father was like, yeah, we might want to rethink that. Like, I can't just drop everything, I, as much as I would like to. And she just sitting there sulking. Contessa, you're not being fair. And I love Dr. Contessa. I do. She's one of my favorites. But you are not being fair at all to Scott, to the kids, to anybody. You're making these decisions, and then you are making them pay for your not going to say bad decisions, but your impulsive decisions, I will say. But I'm sure we're going to continue to see that. Now over to Dr. Simone and Cecil. Cecil for real this time. Cecil just got back from the golf trip. Simone was in Savannah, and they're just getting a chance to kind of really catch up. Now let me tell y'all something. Simone is still complaining about this damn golf trip. Simone, if you don't leave that man alone and let him go on his damn golf trip, y'all ain't resolved that in therapy. Him and his golf trip, y'all ain't resolved that in therapy. Child. Anyway, but she said it with a smile, but we know. Now, the issue in the Whitmore house is their oldest son and his college situation. Now, he basically flunked out of Howard. That's what it sounds like to me. Either Howard said you are on academic probation, or the parents said we are not going to pay for these grades. You're going to bring your ass home. Not sure which one it was, but neither here nor there. He has transferred back home to Georgia, and now he's saying that he thinks he's mature enough now and he's ready to go back and go back out of state. I think he's just ready to be out of the house. I don't think, because he was talking about he just wasn't mature and this, that, and the other. Here's my issue. I'm listening to them. They are still waking this boy up for class. They are cleaning, washing his clothes, ironing his clothes. They are making sure. No, stop. Just stop. And then you will see how mature, how ready he really is to get out the house. I get it. He was spoiled. You babied him because they made them. I ain't gonna say it's the mistake, but I mean, it is a mistake that a lot of parents who are in a better financial situation than what they grew up in, you want to give him the sun, the moon, the stars, and the mountains after 7. You want to give him everything, but then they don't necessarily appreciate it. They just think that that's the norm. And so you are washing a grown boy's clothes. No, just stop. And if he don't have nothing clean to wear, he will figure it out. If his clothes pile up and there's nothing there to wear, he will figure it out. I promise you he will. Same thing with getting to class. He has an alarm on his cell phone that I'm sure is right next to him every night when he goes to sleep. He can get up and go, I bet you he can get up and go do everything else he want to do on time. He can get up and go to class. And guess what? If he doesn't, living under your roof, and he ends up flunking out of Georgia, then it's the conversation of where you gonna work. You better go apply to wherever and whoever will take you. You better go down to that mall. You better go down to daddy's office and see if they need an assistant. You better figure it out. Because guess what? You flunked out of one school. You flunked out of a second school. Now it's time to go and just join the real world. Maybe school ain't for you. Maybe college ain't your mission. We're going to find a job. And I bet you either he's going to make 2 decisions. Either he's going to figure it out and he's going to really be serious about going back to school, or he's going to find the right job for him and he's going to thrive, because college ain't for everybody. But I couldn't believe they still waking this boy up for class and clean up. Child. So anyway, they had a conversation with him, and Simone said, look, I need to see some grades. You know, you let me see some A's and B's, and then we'll talk about you being... And he's talking about going to Cal Berkeley. Child, do you know how competitive it is to get into Cal Berkeley? You might, because you probably went to a really good private school in Georgia and probably had really good grades. So you might have been able to get into Cal Berkeley before you flunked your tail up out of Howard. Anyway. Then we see where Simone and her dad went and got him some, they went to go see Dr. Heavenly, and her dad is getting some new teeth. You know, with substance abuse, it is very hard on your teeth. It eats away at all of that stuff. I'm not a medical doctor, but I know that if you see a lot of ex-addicts, which, you know, I've been around because of, I've been around ex-addicts. You know that a lot of them have bad teeth. And so, you know, they're going to Heavenly, and her dad got himself some new teeth. Honey, Daddy had a grill, though. He had a grill with some diamonds in it and some more stuff. And it was a good grill. But Dr. Heavenly said, okay, we're going to retire the grill. And Contessa said something about, yeah, these were, this is all those holidays, those birthdays that you missed, honey, in this grill. But anyway. But that was a good thing. That was a cute little moment. So then we have Quad's birthday party / book launch, honey. Now, a couple of things go down in this. This is also during the time of Ramadan. So we see Mariah and her family celebrating Ramadan, the fast break. I thought it was the end. I don't remember all the different titles. One of my coworkers is Muslim, and he's talked to me about Ramadan. But I know they always have like a feast at the break of fast every day. And so that's where they were. They were at a restaurant, and they had the family there, and then they invited some other people. Now, of course, her mama was there and stuff, but I found it interesting that Dr. Jarrett was there from last season. And she seemed like she was throwing a little bit of shade at Miss Quad. And I'm thinking, I didn't know y'all had beef, but okay. Interesting. But they threw some things out there about Quad. They ended up calling Quad a hoe and other things. And Mariah was just like, I just don't understand. And, she keeps throwing these accusations at me because, she knows that I'll have to respond to them. But it was very, they started off talking about Ramadan and what it was about sacrifice and renewing your relationship with God and everything. And then they started calling Quad a hoe, honey. Anyway. Now back over to the party, honey. Miss Quad, it's an all-white party. Miss Quad looks really cute, and she is making sure that everything is right, honey. She has a massage station, and she has a contortionist woman up on the thing doing the like sort of a Cirque du Soleil kind of situation going on, and all of the food is food from her cookbook, and so she's testing the food, honey, and making sure that there's continuity, as she said, between what she cooked and what this chef made. And so we see her getting it all ready now. We get a little glimpse of Toya's 2-story closet, honey, and she's in there getting ready for the party. And she said, I feel some kind of way about going to this party knowing that Mariah wasn't invited. And, her husband said, look, we are all trying to be in a better space with each other. We, the ladies, as far as the ladies are concerned, are trying to be in a better space with each other. You can go support Quad without betraying Mariah. It's two different things. Even though you and Mariah are rocking with each other right now, and maybe you and Quad aren't in the best space, but it's a celebration of an accomplishment. So it is what it is. Let's go. And, Toya was like, yeah, I'm going to go, I'm not feeling real good about this. I feel like maybe I'm kind of betraying Mariah a little bit. And that was another thing Mariah brought up at the feast, talking about who would be there to support her. And, it wasn't that I wanted the ladies to choose sides. I just wanted them to choose the right side. Well, in your mind, your side is the right side. So you wanted them to choose sides. Anyway. But we get to the party, honey, and everybody's down to the party, and it's a nice time. Everybody's having a good time and having their white. The ladies, I feel like every episode, the ladies got to have at least one sex conversation, honey. So they had their little, I'm not going to get into them details, honey, but they had their little sex conversation, talking about size and taste. Because Heavenly bought Quad a battery-operated boyfriend for her birthday, honey. And she said that they like I said, they went there. I ain't about to go there, but they got to talking about things like size and taste. Okay. Then we were talking about who's at the party, and that damn Toya gonna say, I wonder where because they were saying where's Contessa because she wasn't there yet, and that damn Toya gonna say, well, where's Mariah? And Heavenly just started cracking up. Heavenly was like, why would you even bring that up? Good and damn well Mariah ain't invited. Like, why would you even say that? That daggone Heavenly, honey. Heavenly is a fool. A good fool. But then Miss Quad went and changed, honey. She went and put on herself a little sparkly bodysuit, honey. She looked good, okay? And she proceeded to just talk. And she said, everybody knows this was a very hard year for me. And I appreciate those who rock with me with it. And she went on to start thanking people. And she started with her sister circle people. And she called them up. And she talked about how she had almost given up on women. She had almost given up on being friends with women. But they showed her that women could support each other. And women could love each other. And she said, I almost gave up on something else. She said, I almost gave up on. But if it wasn't for sister circle, honey. And, of course, she got really emotional. So the Married to Medicine ladies were like, I think she's shading us. Toya and Simone left because they said, I don't need to sit here and you ain't got to sit here and shade me. I can leave. So they ended up leaving. But they left before the rest of the speech because when she got done praising her sister circle family, then she turned and praised her Married to Medicine family. Now, she didn't give them the same level of praise. She didn't. And she didn't talk about how good they were to her. Because remember, she felt like they weren't there for her. And she really did build a bond with her sister circle. See, my thing is this. When you're going through something, you can't be mad at somebody. If you really genuinely love someone and you really genuinely care about somebody, you can't be mad that they got through what they got through because of someone else. If that makes sense. Like, I know that y'all wanted Quad to lean on you, but if Quad leaned on somebody else and that's what Quad needed to get through her divorce, I feel like y'all need to respect that. And I feel like Simone never respected that from Quad. And Toya ain't want to be there anyway, so Toya ain't need a good reason to leave. She just needed one, and she found one. And they rolled out, honey. And I'm sure Quad was feeling some kind of way about it. And Quad was like, you know what, fine by me. If that's what they want to do, I will praise the people who are here. And so she did. She praised Heavenly and Contessa and Dr. Jackie. And like I said, she started with Sister Circle, and it was probably a little bit shady, because y'all know Quad can be shady. But she did acknowledge Married to Medicine. So, you know, that's kind of where we left off, honey. We'll see. I'm sure there'll be some backlash from that. Oh, and her brand new $92,000 Lexus showed up, darling. She said, I wasn't expecting it to be here today. Dr. Heavenly said. And then Quad surprised herself with her own gift. The damn Heavenly, I love her. But yes, honey, she said, I wasn't expecting it to. I'm sure she wanted the cars to arrive at the party, but they probably told her, we don't know if we can make that happen. Like, they probably just didn't make her any promises that it was going to happen, but that she knew she wanted it to happen. So anyway, that's kind of how it went down, honey. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments. Peace.